to get rid of rough sleeping and things is going to take a massive shift. And it's become worse historically in the last sort of 40 years. And that is because there was a breakdown in social welfare. And when people talk about the welfare state, now, it used to be from cradle to the grave. Now it is no longer so. You've got to pay your way. How do people do that? You have people that work, they have private landlords, they have no security of tenure. How do you deal with that? They go along to the council, they say, well, I'm going to be evicted. The council says, well, there's nothing we can do about it until the day you're evicted. Well, how long can you do crisis management for if you're going to have a reducing budget?
A structured way through a system that will, like it used to, work for an individual. We don't want handouts, we want a hand fucking up, you know? That's the difference.
I think they should be what's called mystery rough sleepers. So they actually pose as a rough sleeper, and then workers would go and approach them so they can feel for themselves how they're treated and what it's like.
Also, you have a weird system where people that are on the street, they get put in hostels. When they get into the hostel, they've been told to forget about all the people that they knew when they were on the street. When they get moved on and they go into supported housing, whatever, or into their flats, they get told, oh, forget about all the people in the hostel, right? And they have to start again. Now, as far as I'm concerned, people keep their friendships often for a long time. So the system actually has given them an arbitrary cut-off point to, of to who and what, where their friends should be, by active discouragement. People don't then learn, actually, from their successes.
It's all about the empty buildings that we see there are loads of empty buildings in London. Yeah. Some of them have been there for years. They've got these living guardians in there until it becomes good for the owner to sell. I would say co-opt those buildings for that time. I even know how they pay for it. The people who come in off the street will have to go on the benefit system, so the rent that they get will pay for it. And there should be workers to help them move on. The difficult thing, I was in St Albans last year with an organisation, and the rents in St Albans are the same as London. Doesn't mean the local housing allowance is the same. Yeah. That's why I'd say definitely make a law that the councils must co-opt the building. If the building's empty for, say, 6 months, it's got to be co-opted, even if it's got a living garden in it.